It's become all too clear that the state of the UK's pension system is teetering on the edge of crisis. Far too many vulnerable pensioners have fallen victim to fraud, with losses amounting to a staggering £15 million in just the last year alone. Now, the Department for Work and Pensions, DWP, is introducing sweeping new measures designed to combat this wave of criminal activity and ensure that pensioners are getting the benefits they've rightfully earned. On the surface, this might seem like an ordinary bureaucratic shift, but make no mistake, these changes are both necessary and urgent, and they signal a turning point in how pensions will be managed in the years to come. If you're not paying attention to these changes now, you will regret it later. The new verification measures that the DWP is rolling out aren't some idle threat. They are a direct response to an escalating problem that could no longer be ignored. Increasingly sophisticated fraudsters are targeting the pension system, and they've found loopholes that are costing retirees their hard-earned money. These new changes are designed to patch those holes. But let's be clear, this is a battle against a wave of fraud that's only going to get worse without decisive action. For pensioners, this is a call to arms. The new verification checks are a multi-tier system that should not be taken lightly. It's easy to become complacent when you've received your pension for years without issue, but this isn't the time to ignore the request for account verification. The first tier involves background automated checks of your bank account details. These checks will be carried out without you having to lift a finger, unless there's a discrepancy. If a problem arises, however, you could face an interruption in your payments. The second and third tiers escalate the scrutiny even further, with pensioners required to provide proof of identity or undergo deeper reviews if red flags are raised. For anyone thinking these changes won't affect them or won't cause any real disruption, think again. This verification process, which will unfold over the next several months and years, is not optional. The DWP is already targeting areas with the highest concentration of pensioners, starting with London and the South East, before rolling out nationwide. This is not a slow-moving initiative. It's a rapidly expanding program designed to ensure the system's security, no matter how inconvenient it may feel. If you're one of the millions affected, now is the time to act. If the DWP has no way of reaching you, or if your contact details are outdated, your payments could stop. And while you might see these changes as an inconvenience, don't for a second mistake the government's efforts for something that's designed to harm you. The DWP is not trying to make life more difficult. They are trying to protect you from financial loss. But this protection comes with a responsibility. Pensioners will need to ensure that their contact information is accurate and up to date. It's on you to make sure the DWP can reach you. It's on you to complete the verification process as swiftly as possible. And it's on you to recognize fraudulent requests when they come your way. The DWP will not call you to ask for your bank details, and they won't ask you to pay for verification services. Let that sink in. Only trust the communication that comes with a unique reference number, and only through official channels. The real problem, however, isn't the verification process itself. It's the systemic issues that make it necessary in the first place. The government has been slow to act in the face of rising fraud, and now, the onus is on pensioners to pick up the slack. For those who have little familiarity with the digital world, the DWP has designed multiple pathways for completing the verification process. Online portals are available for those comfortable with technology, and postal verification remains an option for those who are not. The bottom line is that no pensioner should be left behind, but the responsibility to stay informed is shared. For those who may need extra help, due to illness, disability, or lack of digital literacy, there's a network of support waiting to guide you through the process. The DWP has also taken steps to protect personal information. They've worked closely with experts to ensure that data protection is not compromised. They understand that pensioners' information is highly sensitive, which is why encryption and other security features are in place to safeguard everything from your personal details to your payment history. What's more, they have made provisions for pensioners living abroad, understanding that they too need access to timely and secure pension management. It's an extensive effort, but it's also necessary. Other countries have already implemented similar verification systems with great success. This is not just a British issue, it's a global issue. Security needs to be heightened, and the DWP is simply catching up. But don't kid yourself into thinking that these changes are only about fraud prevention. They are a step towards a more streamlined, secure, and efficient pension system. It's an effort to get rid of unnecessary bureaucracy and make sure the money is going to the right people. Yes, You'll be asked to jump through a few hoops, but the future of pension security depends on it. If you fail to comply with the new verification measures, you could face payment suspensions. So, stop thinking of these changes as optional or burdensome. They are crucial to your financial well-being. This is the reality pensioners face today. No one likes change, and few appreciate the bureaucratic maze that's involved in getting through these new requirements. But this is not the time for complacency. With fraud at an all-time high, these measures are vital. Don't wait for your payment to be interrupted before you take action. Your future financial security depends on your proactive engagement with the verification process, and if you fail to do your part, the consequences will be real. The ball is in your court.